When we are no longer able to change a situation, then and there, we are challenged to change ourselves. A quote by Viktor Frankl, neurologist and psychologist. Greetings, honored educator. I, Miquel from Sinchong School, stand before you today to oppose against the motion that this house would give social service and skill training for gamblers offending rather than imprisonment. Now, before I move on to my own arguments, I would like to define some key points inside this motion. Firstly, gambling offenders. According to the National Institute of Justice, a gambling offender is someone who participates in or operates illegal gambling activities, such as unlicensed casinos and lotteries. Or it is also defined as an individual with a gambling disorder who commits crimes such as fraud, theft, and embezzlement in order to fund their gambling habit. Secondly, skill training. According to Continue, skill training refers to the process of developing specific abilities, competencies, and techniques required for effective performance in a particular domain or occupation. Thirdly, social services. Defined by Oxford as government services provided for the benefit of the community, such as education, housing, and medical care. And lastly, imprisonment. Oxford defines this as the state of being imprisoned or held in captivity. Now moving on to my arguments. Before we actually want to implement a solution such as social services or skill development, we have to think of the benefits and drawbacks of the implementation process. Now, although these rehabilitation or social services may prove to be useful in other scenarios, in this scenario where gambling offenders are given a chance to improve themselves in skill training and social services, we do not have a startup or a foundation for it. Therefore, it would require a large sum of money and staffing requirements to actually start up this process of programs. We would need to hire experts in this situation, which would take lots of money from the government. And where do the government take this money? From the taxpayers. Do we really want to spend our tax paying for the rehabilitation progress? They will probably tax us way more, and that is not beneficial for the economy. And secondly, in every single situation, in every program, in every social service, every skill training, it always depends on the individual. Do they want to listen? Do they want to improve? Not really. These are gambling offenders. They have an addiction set in their mind to gamble. Will they really just sit down and listen tight to what people say? Hey, don't gamble. Will they really do that? These people have it in their minds to gamble. They will not just listen to a mere service, mere wording. It's just not logical. We are gambling our money to try and help in an unsecure, not 100% solution. A crime is a crime, no matter the offense, and every crime committed is bound to have a consequence. Imagine a man who embezzled his company's life savings to fund a gambling addiction, leaving dozens of employees jobless and families without income. Now imagine the judicial system simply offering him a training workshop and then sending him home right after. Is that the true justice that we seek? Or is it a message that crime carries no real consequence? Because of this rehabilitation program, social services, the public may view gambling as an unserious offense, undermining the severity of the situation and the judicial system. According to lawyerandjustice.com, rehabilitation can be viewed as being too forgiving, weakening societal trust in accountability. By just putting these offenders under rehabilitation programs, they may not feel remorseful or feel consequential of their actions, that there is no punishment for offenses. This rehabilitation is sending a wrong message. That's why in exchange we have prisons. Prisons act as a concrete consequence, something that people will be afraid of, a force that hinders them from gambling before they even commit the offense. Furthermore, prisons can instill discipline onto the offenders, forcing them to rethink their actions, reflect upon themselves, and actually improve. In a situation where they have no control, no way of going out except to just win, then in that instance is where they get the drive, the motivation, the need to improve. It is the human response to adapt to an environment where we are in danger, and that environment is prison. So in conclusion, social services and skill training is too much money to start up, and public may view gambling as not an actual offense. That is why imprisonment can instill a mindset to repent. Thank you.